It's time for the Mixed Relay Invitational here at the 2025 HYROX World Championships. One of the biggest, best and most crazy races of the entire season is about to go down. Nations from all over the globe vying for a prestigious title. Let's see how it all shakes out.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to race the HYROX World Championship Relay Invitational. This is gonna be absolutely wild and furious. This is gonna be such a brutal opening kilometer. And if you, I mean, look at that, you know, the Irish team, they've been so much fun from the get-go here through the past 2 days in Chicago. And boy, are they opening up with Jeremy in the white jersey in the front. Greg, impossible to call, but if you were a betting man, don't tell me who's going to win, but who's going to be the top 3 teams in no specific order?
No specific order. I think you've got to say that it's going to be America, Germany and England. I think they have to be the favourites for the top 3. But there's certainly other very, very strong countries in contention. I think like the Australian team, as an example, they've got James Kelly, Joanna Wettrick, James Newbury here racing this leg, and Jess Petros, really, really experienced top-level athletes.
We're here to have a good time and just represent our country. No high aspirations for the win.
Oh, did you see that in the background?
What happened to Jeremy there?
Jeremy McCollum, and I think it was maybe Hunter McIntyre came together, and a little bit of shoulders going on there.
Oh, I hope we get to see a replay of that. It ruined Jeremy's rhythm, whatever happened back there. It really dropped him back now into 5th, 6th, 7th position there. And so now coming into the ski erg, they're going to be led by Great Britain with Jake Williamson, then Hunter McIntyre for United States, Hidde Baarsma for the Netherlands, Tim Weenich for Germany. And now everybody, again, we talked about this yesterday in the elite race as well, everybody goes like, oh, they came in at about 3:30. That's not that fast on the kilometer. The opening round is a little longer. USA might have gone past GB. That's an interesting one. We're not seeing the exact splits here, but look at the cadence of Tim Weenich on the left-hand side with the red shorts here as well. Who's going to be first out of the ski erg? Who's going to be first over to hand over for his country? That's the big question. The first out of 8 workouts that we're going to see here. Jake Williamson on the right-hand side for Team England. Hunter McIntyre in the middle of the screen, and he's got to be first out. Hunter McIntyre going past Jake Williamson at the ski erg.
Hidde Baarsma shortly behind him, I think that was.
Oh, there goes Jake as well, but what a stellar performance from Hunter McIntyre at the ski erg. Flying through the rock zone down here to hand it over. They've got about, I want to say 200 yards-ish to go, so 180-ish meters to the handover from this first workout. And it's handed over. Here comes Tim Weenich now. Next, James Newbury handing over, and Viola Oberländer just flying out with the yellow compression socks for Germany. A very, very last-minute substitution for Sika Arning. It was a tough call for Sika Arning that I think it is the right call. She struggled hard. Yesterday she collapsed at the finish line. She made the call that 3 races throughout the weekend is too much, that Viola might be the better option today to help out the team.
Charlie's gone out very, very quick here on this run.
Oh my word. I mean, Charlie Bottrell, you know, you put that carrot in front of his nose. This man would race 5 races a day if he could. Yeah. You know, if there just was that man who races every opportunity he gets to race, and he does it very successfully. Vivian Tafudo chasing him, but it's an incredible run that we're seeing here from our women as well. I mean, absolute madness. Look at that.
And I was saying in the pre-show, I think he really felt he deserved a spot in the relay team as well. He's previously been part of the men's relay world record holding team for a long time. He can put in a serious shift as he's shown here. So yeah, he felt like he deserved the spot, and he'd be looking to justify that.
That was very James Kelly of him coming through that turn there, almost missing the turn because he just doesn't slow down at all, and straight into that slant. And with that slant, what we learned over the last 2 days with the new turf being slightly thicker, it's all coming down to the technique. It's all coming down to being as low as possible. If you do lift the slant, if you put too much weight on the front, it kind of dives into the thicker carpet. So this is what we're seeing with Vivian Tafudo now. You want to stay as low as possible with the slats here.
It's not only like if you raced last night, it's not only the fatigue from the race, but it's hard to sleep afterwards. It's very hard to get a good night's sleep after you've been in this kind of environment, been racing very late at night. So that could have impacted them as well.
But Charlie Bottrell going real strong there. Viola Oberländer in the yellow compression socks, a very typical Viola move. She switches her style, her technique throughout the slant push regularly. She is fighting hard now, so Vivian Tafudo going on well, but Joanna Wittrich is the one making the move behind Charlie Bottrell, who's now out of the slant push, and he is getting ready to hand over for workout number 3. All right, here we go. England, United States out in second, 16 seconds down. We're just now seeing Jezebel Kramer running out for France as well. And if few nations left out there on the track. And what we're seeing now, that is Sean Noble closing the gap to Sarah Pajani. So Ireland closing the gap to England. Here we go, Sean Noble. Boy, what a story that's been throughout the season. Going to the major in Vegas, which I believe would have been his first.
Yeah, that was his debut, or was going to be his debut.
He had it all planned out, raced the debut, proposed to the girlfriend. He gets injured. He twists his ankle. It looked disgusting, to be honest. You know, just before the race, he comes back way faster than doctors expected. He's in Glasgow. He has this sprint to the finish line, thinks he's qualified. After review of the whole thing, he is not qualified for the World Championship, and yet here he is raced it for his nation and doing it in style. What an incredible story from a great athlete, from Sean Noble here for Ireland. Now bringing Ireland to the front, going into workout number 3. The slat pull, second coming in Sarah Pajani for Team England. And here come the chasers behind. And then, so in case you're wondering why they're switching the positions, the simple reason is that for the individual relay, the big difference to the general relay racing is that we do have men's weights for the men and women's weight for the women. That's one of the big differences we're seeing here.
Yeah, absolutely. And for this tonight, with these elite relays, they're doing it at the pro weight. So for your typical HYROX event, the relays are done at the open weights for men and women. But tonight it's the pro weight.
And how well they've calculated those weights shows that Sean Noble is out, but Jess Pedro and Sarah Pajani are right behind. So Sarah Pajani pretty much has exactly the same gap going out of the slat pull that she had going into the slat pull. And now Lauren Weeks is done as well. So is Linda Meyer, the reigning world champion from Germany. Right behind the United States now going out as well. But Mevena Pinglier from France, I mean, that is a serious run right now. She is not letting JK off the hook.
That was a serious run. I think I'm right in saying she's a European doubles champion with her partner as well. So we know she's very good runner, obviously, very suited to the doubles in HYROX, and that was a seriously impressive run that she was doing there.
And then just a little bit behind right now, a very interesting, not new, but newly popular personality within the world of HYROX racing for England, Sinead Bent. What an incredible, just, well, appearance suddenly with that last chance qualifier, and suddenly everybody had her on the radar.
Yeah, everyone had her on the radar, and rightly so. She showed last night to finish 4th in her Elite 15 debut last night in a field that was that stacked. Like on an occasion like this was very impressive. So yeah, it was right to have her on your radar.
So right in the picture now with the blonde curl, Sinead Bent, without a doubt, if she keeps going like that, one of the future rock stars of HYROX racing. And then next to her for Ireland, that's Oife. I think that's about Aoife. Oh, I keep like literally like, at awards at HYROX, it's like, oh, Irish name. I'll just, like, anybody in the audience Irish, you might reading this out. JK in the lead right now. Sinead Bent. So it's Sinead, right?
Yes, Sinead.
All right, here we go. I'm learning. There you go, English lesson here today. It's interesting to see right now, following the athletes around throughout the day. You know, everybody was like loose and fun and relaxed, and like the relays, like it's like almost like a school trip. The gun goes off, it's not anymore. Next thing you see is Jeremy from Ireland getting body checked by Hunter McIntyre into the barriers and like elbows out. The racing is on. So on the run, coming into the workout, Team Germany has made up 9 seconds on Australia. That was interesting to see. United States, 19 seconds right now behind England, 15. Well, that was coming into the workout, and the big question now is how is it going to unfold into the second half of the race here? Sinead Bent, she is done for England, out as well. I believe I've seen Germany go out about 15 seconds ago already, so incredible performance from Germany. I couldn't entirely see it. I believe it was Yannick Schaffer for the burpees.
Yeah.
But Hunter McIntyre is back out on the run for his second workout, and he is chasing James Newbury out on that run. He's got him in his sights. What a fantastic duel. I mean, there's two men who definitely are packing some serious muscle on that run right now.
This is already so much harder to call than last year's race, where England opened up that lead early on and then controlled it throughout, and they were getting pressured, but the lead seems to have changed hands an awful lot at the moment this year.
All right, Hunter McIntyre coming in for the row. James Newbury right behind him, and here is Tim Venus. What a run. He's ran Germany into third. Now only 4 seconds behind James Newbury going into that row. What a run by the Germans. So Hunter McIntyre, United States. Then we got James Newbury for Australia, and Tim Venus shoulder to shoulder at the row. And that's something we've seen. We've seen that duel yesterday, Hunter McIntyre and Tim Venus at the row, with Tim Venus going about 2 seconds on the 500 faster, thanks to a slightly calmer technique than Hunter McIntyre. But Hunter McIntyre, he is on fire. He loves that format. He loves those, like, one all-out workout at a time. Absolutely, it's his thing.
And this is the last thing he has to do this weekend. He raced last night. He's not racing in the elite doubles. He's done one leg already, so this is his final leg of the weekend. He could give this one absolutely everything.
I mean, boy, that is suffering right now. That is just the oxygen that's used up by those big muscles that he's carrying around. If you compare that to Tim Venus next to him, who's so kindly called Tiny Tim by Hunter McIntyre, But Hunter McIntyre, he's in his element. He's gritting his teeth, he's suffering, he's putting on the show. You know, he's representing his country with his bandana and everything. Here we go with the showman and athlete at the same time. What a legend, Hunter McIntyre. He will be first off the row for the USA, and then heading over as quickly as he can to the relay handover. And then it's going to be Germany. Hunter McIntyre slightly confused. Most of the oxygen busy in the legs right now. Tim Venus out of the row. Here he goes. Quick sprint to the handover. And then it's going to be James Newberry. Strong row from him as well, losing only a few seconds. But Hunter McIntyre running like he just stole something. And Vivian to photo. What a quick handover, fantastic. Charlie Bottrell, as Belgium has just headed out. Charlie Bottrell here, done for England. And then Hugo Hugemark also on the row. Here comes James Newberry. James Newberry he did look a little bit like he needs a new set of lungs now.
Yeah, and these guys have had a long run from the row station to the handover. It's very, very long.
And Charlie Bottrell, the pocket rocket flying.
This next station's an interesting one. The farmers carry, typically, like, you wouldn't think there's a lot of time to be gained there, but we saw a lot of athletes last night putting the kettlebells down, not going unbroken like we typically might expect them to, and whether that's something to do with the venue setup or the new carpet that they're doing it on or something like that, I'm not sure. But there was more breaking with the kettlebells than we've seen previously. Vivian Tafuto,
a little bit of drama down. They don't know where to send. They're sending Vivian Tafuto the wrong way. The head judge is sending Vivian Tafuto the wrong way here. She's losing some seconds. Short moment of confusion, but the professional athlete she is, it does not derail her performance. She's got the kettlebells. It's 1.5 laps around.
Going in a different direction. Viola started in the wrong direction. Had to turn back.
Viola Oberländer starting the wrong direction. And then we're seeing Jess Pedro in the mix as well. Belgium, our specialist in the doubles, making their move. Wow, that is some serious shuffling around we're seeing right now.
That's Tom Francis for Belgium moving super well.
Oh, and there goes Jeanette Bend. Look at that sprint. Look at that sprint. We know she doesn't do them unbroken usually, but the way she runs with the kettlebells, she makes up that time that she needs for a quick rest. But I always wonder if she was going a little slower and those kettlebells wouldn't bounce quite as much, would she be able to maybe go unbroken?
I don't think her legs know how to go slower. Yeah. I think that's the problem. They just move so quick there. She's having a rest there, but she's going again now.
Oh, but Vivian Tafuto not taking any prisoners. She is done and dusted. Tom Francis, he is fighting hard right now. He is struggling to make it the last meters, and we've seen so many athletes dropping with just about 5 or 6 meters to go. Viola Oberländer and Jess Pedro in 3 and 4, a little bit behind, and they're not budging down an inch. But look at Jeanette Ben. That is the performance of a lifetime for her at the kettlebell. She's almost reeled in. And again, Viola Oberländer is going the wrong direction. 2 times wrong direction. Now she drops the kettlebell. She has to go back. What is going on? Subbed in for Germany, and 3 mistakes within 1 workout. That was very, very costly for Germany.
Yeah, that's a new rule this season. I think you have to place the kettlebells down standing. You can't just throw them down like that, or there can be a time penalty if you don't go back and pick them up.
That is potentially the slight downside of not having raced here yesterday. Everything is new. Everything that is new for Viola Oberländer. So confusion about where to go, confusion where to go out. But something that is not new is you need to put the kettlebells down clean. There's no doubt about that. United States ahead of Belgium. Belgium with the Maes and Frans and Stuhl and the Van der Lindeloof sisters. But Dylan Scott for the USA after 41.08. He is coming into the sandbag lunges. And the big question is, how big is the gap gonna be? Where are the chasers? We're seeing JK coming through now as well. Jake Williamson, so Australia coming in, England coming in. We're seeing Belgium with the Van der Lindeloof sister, and now Yannick Zappler from Germany trying whatever he can do to make up a little bit of ground. He went all out on the run.
So you've got Dylan Scott in the lead there for the US, James Kelly and Jake Williamson coming in for Australia and England. I think Dylan has got about a 20-metre lead over those two guys, but it looked like he just got a yellow card warning from the judge there, presumably for not full extension at the top of the rep.
James Kelly closing the gap on Dylan Scott, but it's still a sizable lead, and he is turning around for that final lap. He's got to keep it clean after that warning. The question is, how close can JK go? Still a very good rhythm, not quite as fast as he opened it up here. But he's got about, I want to say he closed it by about 4 to 5 lunges. I was kind of ready, you know, to call it, but this race ain't over for anybody here yet. Such a close race, but Dylan Scott, he is done for the United States. He's done with the sandbag lunges. He knows exactly where to go, and it's going to be the handover to Lauren Weeks. She's going to finish it off here for the USA. And there she goes, the former world champion, Lauren Weeks, on an absolute mission. Here goes JK, and look at that. Jake Williamson, only 3 meters. He's going to sprint past JK. He sprinted past JK for the handover. What an incredible race here. Sarah Pajani. But I do not want to be in Sarah Pajani's position right now with Joanna Whitrick coming right behind.
No. Joanna Whitrick has opened up maybe a 5-10 metre gap over Zara Pajani now.
But Lauren Weeks at the wall balls. The team is with her. She's 8 wall balls, 9 wall balls in the competition. Isn't even there. There isn't a snowball's chance in hell that anybody's going to take that title from Lauren Weeks. And here we go. The Van der Lindeloofs have run up. The power of the Van der Lindeloof sisters. Look at that. It is synchronized wall balling from Australia, from Belgium, and from England. Right. 55 wall balls for Lauren Weeks, 42 for Joanna Whitrick, 41 for Margot Van der Lindeloof, and Sarah Pajani is going exactly the same pace as Joanna Whitrick. Halfway through, I mean, if they keep it up exactly like that, Joanna Whitrick is in the slightly better position, but a very costly no-wrap there from Sarah Pajani. With Vivian Tafuda, Hunter McIntyre, Dylan Scott, and Lauren Weeks. Of course, she's going to go unbroken. 95, 96. Here we go. You see her on the right-hand side off the screen. 2 more to go, 1 more to go, and the sprint to the finish line for the USA. In a time well under 50 minutes. Your invitational relay champion, the United States on home soil here in Chicago. And then it looks like Australia, Joanna Whitrick, just 2 wall balls ahead. If she keeps them clean on the right-hand side of the screen, she's got 1 more. But who's going to be third? Is it going to be England or Belgium? England or Belgium? Who wins the sprint for third? We're looking back. I am not going to call this one. We're going to wait for official confirmation. Fantastic to see them racing here today. They came here to advertise women's sports in the Emirates. They're still trying to get more women into HYROX racing. We had a fantastic chat with them before the race. And they are done with the Farmers Carry now, representing their country and bringing it towards the finish line in absolute style.
But we have a Vivian, of course we have a Vivian Tafuda. I'll yell, Vivian! That was a brilliant race. You kept in touch when JK was pushing and you had to keep up with the boys. You got the job done and you were a late replacement. Epic.
I feel like when you've got Hunter on the ergs, Dylan on the burpees, and Lauren on the wall balls, like there's not much else to be done. So it's a great team full of awesome people. So yeah.
Lauren, unbroken wall balls, it's nothing new, but a play for last night, yourself versus Joanna Wettrick. How much did you want to close that bad boy out?
I did not want to let my team down, so there was not a chance I was putting that ball down.
You guys were epic. How fun is it, the relay versus invitational? How much enjoyment do you guys get out of this race?
It was so much fun. The wall balls were a blast. The sled pull, brutal. It was brutal.
I think we're learning that a lot about the sled pull. Dylan, these legs love to lunge. They love to lunge. Great. That was fast, that was furious. Strategy-wise, how did you guys break this down? Who did? Obviously, Lauren on wall balls is and Hunter on ergs is like a no-brainer. But how did you guys share out the work?
So I mean, we had a couple of discussions, like just within the group chat about which way it would go. Looking at kind of how the things were moving during the weekend, flipped you two back and forth. I think we were originally with Lauren on push and Vivian on pull, but flipped that around. And it just like, I put my hat in the ring for the USA team 2 months ago in a comment. I said, burpees and lunges, if you need me, just call. So I was super stoked to be in here. We want you right here. Get in here, Hunter. Yeah, so you put the big man on the ergs, you put the skinny man jumping, you put Vivian out there doing Vivian things, and you let Lauren close the deal because she knows how to close the deal. So that's how it went.
Hunter McIntyre, fabulous outfit. You always look spectacular. You're the winner. You've won it. You've come back after everything that happened last year, the heartbreak of England taking the title that I know you truly believed belonged to America. What a moment this is.
I gotta first thank Lauren Weeks for showing up this time. That was the secret weapon we needed. I did my job both years in a row, but I got my 4-leaf clover right here, the damage doer. Obviously, Vivian's been a huge part of this also. I couldn't have done it without her or Dylan. These guys are all freaks. I'm just glad to represent America in this sport, and you know, it's nice to go home with one shiny piece of gold. I'll take silver for something else, but this is awesome.
You guys are awesome. Go and have some fun. Go and have some fun. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Margot van der Lindenloop, watch out for that girl.
Yeah, she was really moving, like high cadence, moving through the wall ball reps, really impressive. But what springs to mind with me as well is Tom Franson's at the Farmers Carries really put them back into the mix of things, and then Margot van der Lindenloop at the end of the wall ball was really impressive from her.
It was enough. Speak of the woman herself crashing the studio. It was enough to put Belgium into fourth. A great finish from two groups of doubles partners that actually don't race together all that option as a four. And our top three, United States, Australia, and of course, Great Britain. It is England. Zara Piergiani closing it out.